In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting, the Lynn County Board of Chosen Freeholders was provided in the following manner. It was published in the Press of Atlantic City, the Current Daily Journal, Gazette, and Hammond News, and it's been posted on bulletin boards in Atlantic City, here at Stillwater, and at the County Clerk's Office. All please rise for an opening prayer.
Our Heavenly Father, we pray that the true spirit of this Christmas season, its joy, its beauty, and its hope may live among us, that the blessings of peace be ours, the peace to build and grow, to live in harmony and sympathy with others, and to plan for the future with confidence. Amen.
Amen. All face the flag. Attention, salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, son.
Yeah.
Can we get like a little flag holder here and put the flag right here? Can we do that? Sure. The rich days keeps knocking it over.
He's afraid of it.
Poor Rick. Roll call, please.
Bennett. Here. Bertino.
Here.
Coursey.
I am indeed present.
Days.
Here.
Fitzpatrick.
Here.
Gatto.
Here.
Kern.
Here.
Risley.
Here.
And Formica.
Here. All right, freeholders, we're going to take two separate actions because we have two sets of minutes we have to adopt. So we all received a copy of our minutes from 11/13. And if you were present, had a chance to review them, wish to make comments, additions, or corrections, do so now, or I'll take a motion to adopt those.
Second.
Moved in second, call the roll, please.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Coursey.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, and freeholders, we've also received a copy of our minutes from November the 20th. If you were present, had a chance to review them, and care to make a comment, correction, or addition, please do so now, or I'll take a motion to adopt those.
Second.
Moved and seconded, call the roll, please.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Coursey.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Abstain.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Formica.
And yes, and now we'll move on to Resolution 618.
Grant application to the New Jersey Department of Human Services for the 2019 statewide respite care program in the amount of $176,850.
Move.
Second.
Moved and seconded, public input, we'll call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Coursey.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, 619, please.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Department of State, Division of Elections for the Help America Vote Act 2018 Election Security Grant in the amount of $27,368.59.
Second.
Moved and seconded, public interest? Yes, sir, state your name.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Creed Pogue from Estelle Manor. Just asking how that's going to be divided, how's it envisioned to be divided between the clerk, the board, and the superintendent's office?
I have no
Just
idea.
just goes into the superintendent, that's it, that's where the money.
But just directly to,
That was the group that was asked to
Oh, okay.
prepare the files.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else in the public wish to speak? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll move on to 620.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety for the Sexual Assault Response Team Forensic Nurse Examiner Program. Grant funding in the amount of $86,902. County in-kind match $21,726.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any public interest in this grant application? Freeholders? Call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Coursey.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, resolution 621.
Grant acceptance from the New Jersey Department of Children and Families through the Human Services Advisory Council, $65,910 funded amount, and $7,006 county in-kind match.
Motion. Second.
Moved and seconded. Again, the grant acceptance, public input, freeholder comments. Call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Coursey.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, 622.
Grant acceptance from the New Jersey Department of Human Services, Division of Family Development for the 2019 Social Services for the Homeless Program funds amount not to exceed $583,523.
Motion. Second.
Moved in sec. Anybody in the public wish to speak? Freeholders, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, 623.
Amending Resolution Number 569 adopted November 20th, 2018, regarding a grant application to the New Jersey Department of Children and Families for the Children Advocacy Center capital grant amount not to exceed $1,024,318.
Move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Nice grant. Anyone in the public wish to speak? Freeholders? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 624.
Amending Resolution Number 243, adopted June 5, 2018, accepting amended Stop Violence Against Women Act, VAWA 43-16 grant funding from the New Jersey Division of Criminal Justice Office of Victim Witness Advocacy.
Move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public interest? Freeholders?
Chairman.
Yes. Freeholder Fitzpatrick.
The VAWA grant is federal funding that comes through to the state and down to the county, and I wonder if we could add that we would urge the House and the Senate to reauthorize the violence against women. That's still up in the air.
The federal government?
Well, did that come back as a?
I think we can make that as a separate resolution. I think this is, be fine. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Any other freeholder comments? We'll call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Jays?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, from 6:25 to 6:30, I'll take a motion to combine and adopt Chapter 159.
Mr. Chairman, with regard to 625, would you separate that from the other ones? That's the inside cash.
Got the call.
What's the first one?
6:25, please.
Chapter 159, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Continuum of Care, fiscal year 18 grant, $18,070, cash match $4,518.
Second.
Moved and seconded, public interest. No comments? We'll call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi? Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, and now I'll take a motion to adopt 6:26 to 6:30.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
6:31, please.
Amending Resolution Number 555, adopted November 14, 2017, regarding a contract with Centurion Group Limited Liability Company for a review of the county's 457B deferred compensation plan to extend the term date only, no additional cost.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public comment on this no additional cost resolution. Freeholder comment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 6:32.
Professional services agreements with various nurses and nurse agencies for the provision of death pronouncements in Atlantic County, amount not to exceed $55,000.
Motion.
Second.
Seconded. Public concerns? Freeholders? Let's call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes. Moving on to 6:33.
Renewal competitive contract with the Center for Family Services for the provision of HEADS, Home Electronic Detention System, case management program, amount not to exceed $92,700.
Motion. Second.
Moved and seconded. Public interest. Freeholders? Call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Formica.
Yes, 6:34.
Renewal competitive contract with Center for Family Services for the provision of a HEADS case management program, innovations funding, amount not to exceed $70,000.
Move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public comment. Freeholders? Call the roll, please.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, 6:35.
Renewal competitive contract with Atlantic Prevention Resources for the provision of a gun violence prevention program, amount not to exceed $45,000.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public concerns. Freeholder comments. Let's call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, 6:36.
Intergovernmental contract with the Atlantic County Division of Probation for the high-risk case management aftercare program, amount not to exceed $63,975.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public comment. Freeholders? Call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Formica.
Yes, 6:37.
Renewal competitive contract with the Youth Advocate Programs, Inc. for the provision of teen employment services, amount not to exceed $44,000.
Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public interest. Freeholder comment? Call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, 638.
Professional services contract with Maldonado Britt and Associates, limited liability company, limited liability, I don't know what that P stands for the provision of, for what? Partnership, limited liability partnership, for the provision of psychological evaluation and treatment for adolescent sex offenders, amount not to exceed $15,750.
Motion. Second.
Moved and seconded. Public questions? Freeholders, please call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, 639.
Agreement with Acacia Financial Group, Inc. for financial advisor services, amount not to exceed $13,375.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public? Freeholders? Call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, 640.
Professional service agreement with Archer and Griner PC to serve as bond counsel, amount not to exceed $36,025.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public interest? Freeholder questions? Call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, 641.
Professional service agreement with various attorneys for various legal services, amount not to exceed $600,000 for all contracts.
Motion. Second.
Moved and seconded. Public interest? Freeholder questions?
Yes, sir.
Freeholder Fitzpatrick.
During the budget meeting, I asked what the cost would be for the contracts, and I thought we were told $250,000.
What, I have the figures here. For the calendar year 2017, we spent a total of $301,126.67. 2018 thus far, we've spent $41,736.59, and we're probably not going to have anything appreciably more on that. That'll come in probably under $45,000.
So the question was, I think related to the fact that we allot this amount of money to a pool of professionals, but we're not to exceed that amount.
That's correct.
And 317 was last year and 45,000 is this year.
Yes.
So my question is, if while we're doing the budget and we have a line item that's 600,000 and this year we spend 50,000 or less, why would we take up budget money?
It's a good question, and I asked it, and I'll tell you what was told to me.
Okay.
So we have that in that line item there, and we never know when there's going to be a year when we spend 450 or 500,000. So it's good to have it in there if we can keep our budget flat or reduce it, and then whatever we don't spend goes into our reserve,
Right.
and that's how we have 15 million every year in reserve to offset the budget with. So it's sort of like strategy planning on the possibility, and I don't know if they use a graph or they use an average, but I've been here when we spent $500,000 on the legal fees. This year we got lucky. So, and I would just say this, in the previous years, we took a look at the fact that, gas dropped down, I think, from something like about $3 a gallon to maybe $2.50 at the time, or $2.60, and the suggestion was made by the freeholder to drop that down to $1 million, because we had appropriated $2.1 million, and of course during the year it went back up to $2.70. So then you have to do an adjustment out of there. So we're not giving anything away, but it does look good if you say, oh, we're only going to spend $50,000, but it looks bad when we got to do a budget transfer out of reserves during the year. This is just the style of the administration, and it seems to be working.
Okay.
And Mr. Chairman,
If I may, Chairman,
yes,
By all means.
at least, when you talk about that kind of money, $600,000, at least they know something's coming down the pike that we don't know. That we've got to be in a position to be able to pay outside attorneys. I think the chairman made it clear, what's not used goes back to general funds anyway. It goes back at the end of the year. So in this situation, we budgeted $600,000 last year, and we projected it won't go past $45,000. Hell, that was a hell of a win.
Yeah.
For all of us, especially taxpayers, It's the old saying, Karen, better to have it and not need it, and need it and not have it. So watchful eyes are watching that it's not being wasteful and spending.
I
But,
understand that.
you know, some things they can't do in-house, no disrespect to his office, but some things you gotta bring an outside attorney in to do, and it might cost us a couple dollars. Fortunately, $45,000, I'll take that any day of the week.
And most of the expenditure here, Mr. Chairman, just so you know, of a large percentage of it was the McElroy Deutsch firm on the pilot litigation, which, as you know, I think, as I explained to the board before, we believe that the ultimate resolution of that was a very good result for the county.
Without a doubt. I mean, you know, we thought we were spending 4 or 5, we spent 280, whatever it was. We got back 33 million in return over the 10-year period.
Chairman, correct me if I'm wrong, but once we take that route out of the budget, it's not like we can just put it back in the next year. So when you keep the line items stable and plan for a year-over-year, you have that room in the budget. Once it's gone, it's like hard to put back in, right?
Well, I'm watching Bonnie
Yeah.
take her.
Yeah.
Essentially, right? I mean, we talk about that all the time in terms
Yeah.
of the capital budget, the capital line item, the debt service. We try to maintain that level because once you take it out, it's hard to get that money
Right.
back in.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, any other questions? Okay, we'll call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Formica?
Yes, 642.
Renewal competitive contract with CFG Health Systems Limited Liability Company for the provision of medical, dental, and mental health services to inmates of the Atlantic County Justice Facility in the amount of $5,174,573.18 and Harborfield's Juvenile Detention Center in the amount of $130,390.05.
Motion. Second.
Moved and seconded. Public interest, Freeholder comment, call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Coursey? Days? Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley? And
Yes.
Formica?
Yes, 643.
Resolution authorizing the inclusion of various vendors on a list of vendors to be utilized for perishable food quotations and purchases.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public comment, freeholders, call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Formica?
Yes, 644.
Bid contract with Northeast Electrical Services Limited Liability Company for electrical maintenance, repairs, and emergency services on electrical components at the Atlantic County Justice Facility in the amount of $148,900.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public input. Freeholder comments, call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Coursey? Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Formica?
Yes, 645.
Bid contract with Bohini Corporation doing business as Animals and Garden Unlimited and JDJ Pet States doing business as Pets Plus to furnish and deliver animal food to the Atlantic County Animal Shelter in the amount of $26,978.25.
Motion. Second.
Moved and seconded. Public interest. Freeholder comments, call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Formica?
Yes, 646.
Bid contract with Bill Swinson and Sons for the provision of welding services in the amount of $112,402.80.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public comment, freeholders, call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Formica?
Abstain. 647.
Contract with Constellation New Energy and South Jersey Energy for the purchase of electricity in the amount of $3,066,508 for a 2-year period.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public interest. Freeholder comments. Jerry, I presume this is contract bid? This is a bid rate?
Camden does the actual bid for the cooperative. If you see the rate, the rate for this 11% less than the rate would be if we just went with the electric company?
There is a fairly large subsidy that is coming from the state on solar energy. Do governmental entities qualify for this solar opportunity?
I haven't seen that, but we have solar. But
I'm
I
just saying, we got a
haven't
lot
seen
of land
Right.
that we got set aside. And I got people knocking on our door every day telling me that there's a deadline coming up, that you could actually, you know, take advantage of the SRECs or whatever the particular subsidy is. And maybe the county should look under open space as to what spaces could qualify for a solar contract. And I think South Jersey Industries is involved in some of that, as well as Atlantic Electric or whatever, Exelon. But they keep knocking at my door like they're selling bags, telling me how much money I could save. If I could save it on my postage stamp, maybe the county could look into this. It's a long-term return. Just a thought. Any other Freeholder comment? We'll call the roll.
Bennett,
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, 648.
Bid contract with Tri-County Termite and Pest Control, Inc. for the pest management services at various county locations in the amount of $71,877 for a 2-year period.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public interest in our bugs. Freeholders, we'll call the roll.
Bennett,
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, 649.
Change order number 1 and final, contract with Arawak Paving Company, Inc. for 2017 Highway Improvement Program. Net increase $17,457.30.
Moved and seconded. Public comment. Freeholders, call the roll.
Bennett,
Yes.
Bertino,
Yes.
Corsi,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Formica.
Yes, 650.
Lease agreement with Anthony Malora for the indoor winter storage space for the 3 large vehicles for the Department of Public Works, amount not to exceed $4,800.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public concerns. Freeholder comments. I'll call the roll.
Bennett,
Yes.
Bertino,
Yes.
Corsi,
Yes.
Days, Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Formica.
Yes, 651.
Resolution authorizing the execution of a business associate agreement between the New Jersey Department of Human Services, Division of Aging Services, and the Atlantic County Division of Intergenerational Services to be included with the 2019 statewide respite care program.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any public interest? Freeholder comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 652.
Resolution to comply with the Department of Human Services requirement for a standardized resolution to be filed with the 2019 statewide respite care program by the Atlantic County Division of Intergenerational Services.
Motion. Second.
Moved and seconded. Public concerns? Freeholder comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 653.
Resolution requesting a cancellation of unexpended balances in the 2018 budget pursuant to NJS 40A:4-60.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Public interest. Freeholder comments? We'll call the roll.
Bennett,
Yes.
Bertino,
Yes.
Corsi,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Formica.
Yes, 654.
An amended sponsor agreement with the Carrington International Corporation for the provision of dental services to county residents.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any public interest here? Freeholders. Jerry, could you tell us where the dental services may be provided for county residents?
Right now, the county has an agreement with Rutgers to provide services at a facility that we built next to Meadowview. Rutgers also has a facility in Galloway Township that they serve all residents. They have a sliding scale.
Where is that at?
That,
It's on GB Lee's Road.
yeah, right there, yeah.
Yeah, I
Right
think
there
we
when you
should
come
provide
off
that
of
as a
exit
matter of
41.
record, the
Yeah.
addresses. I know the one that is over here next to Meadowview, between Meadowview and the voting machine storage place, right?
Right, correct.
And what's that called?
what is it?
The Cronin.
Cronin, and then if we could provide the address for residents in the Galloway Township on Jimmy Lee's,
Right.
so that our streamers and our recording can get that to the public. Okay. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 6:55.
Resolution approving the terms of a memorandum of agreement between the County of Atlantic and Atlantic County Prosecutor and Policemen's Benevolent Association, Local 77, rank and file detectives, and authorizing a formal written collective bargaining agreement incorporating the terms of the memorandum of agreement for a 3-year period commencing January 1, 2018.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any public interest? Freeholder comments? We'll call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, 656.
Resolution approving the terms of a memorandum of agreement between the County of Atlantic and the Fraternal Order of Police, 34 corrections officers, and authorizing a formal written collective bargaining agreement incorporating the terms of the memorandum of agreement for a 4-year period commencing January 1, 2018.
Motion. Second.
Moved and seconded. Public comment. Freeholder concerns? Call the roll, please.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, 657.
Advising and consenting to the nomination and reappointment of Bonnie Lindau as Atlantic County Treasurer and Chief Financial Officer.
Motion. Second.
Moved and seconded. Public interest? Freeholder comments?
Chairman?
Freeholder Corsi?
I saw this on the agenda, and I had some reservations about it. But,
Same thing I told her.
did you really? Nah, I just wanted, before we vote, I wanted to just commend Bonnie and her staff for what she continues to do year after year on behalf of the residents of Atlantic County, and certainly making the administration look good, because when the numbers ain't right, it's not right in terms of, you can't mess around with numbers. See, numbers don't lie, people do. And Bonnie has been, and her team has been in the forefront of keeping us abreast of what's happening, whether we like the numbers or not. And I think she's been very forthcoming since I've been here. But I wanted to commend you before I voted, because even if I wanted to vote no, I would have to vote yes, because your work speaks for itself. Congratulations.
Thank
So what he's trying to say is even if he didn't like you, he'd vote for you. He likes you anyway.
I got it.
I just think another note of commendation is that he comes here and endures every one of our meetings. So that's
Because you know
That's
what,
not
Chairman,
every- that's
some people say that. She not only comes here, she's out to the community, she goes to the college board meetings. It takes a lot. Folks don't see what happened behind the scenes, but
just saying. Enduring this meeting is really above.
oh, this is a cakewalk for her.
Any other Freeholder comments? Call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes, 658, please.
Resolution honoring Congressman Frank Lobiondo, sponsor Ernest D. Corsi.
Motion.
So moved and seconded. Freeholder Corsi, you have the floor.
Chairman, if you don't mind, would the clerk read that, is it a resolution proclamation to the record? Before we do that, Congressman Lobiondo could not be here today. We've been trying to get him to come to certainly let him know Board of Freeholders in the county appreciates everything he's done in his 24 years of service. And I thought it would be fitting if this board would pass a resolution honoring Congressman Lobiondo.
That was a very thoughtful idea.
Well, I figured I didn't have to ask you. Y'all weren't going to tell me no, but it was the right thing to do.
May we please read the resolution into the record?
Certainly. Whereas a lifelong resident of South Jersey, Congressman Frank Lobiondo received a BA in Business Administration from St. Joseph's University and became a successful small businessman working at his family-owned and operated trucking company for over 26 years. And whereas an active participant in numerous civic and charitable efforts, Congressman Frank Lobiondo joined the Cumberland County Board of Chosen Freeholders in 1984 to continue to serve and be a voice for his community. And whereas Congressman Frank Lobiondo was elected to the New Jersey General Assembly representing the 1st Legislative District from 1988 to 1994, and ultimately joined the United States House of Representatives, serving New Jersey's 2nd Congressional District for 23 years. And whereas Congressman Frank Lobiando is a member of the House Armed Services Committee, where he was a champion for New Jersey's bases and service personnel, the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, where he served as the chairman of the newly created 10-member CIA subcommittee, and the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, where he took great pride in serving as the chairman of the subcommittee on aviation, served on the subcommittee on highways and transit, as well as the subcommittee on Coast Guard and maritime transportation. And whereas Congressman Frank Lobiando has worked hard to expand access to community-based health care providers, thus minimizing the need for South Jersey veterans to commute outside the state for VA-approved services, and his unwavering efforts resulted in establishing and expanding outpatient clinics in Cape May, Vineland, and Northfield. And whereas throughout his tenure in office, Congressman Frank Lobiando worked to protect wildlife and wetlands areas and preserve and restore the New Jersey coastline. And whereas Congressman Frank Lobiando received the Distinguished Public Service Award from the United States Coast Guard in honor of his dedication and support to the U.S. Coast Guard during his 22 years as a member of the Coast Guard and Maritime Transportation Committee. And whereas Congressman Frank Lobiando was honored by congressional and presidential approval of Senate Bill 140, the Frank Lobiando Coast Guard Authorization Act of 2018, which will authorize a 2-year, $10 billion budget for the Coast Guard. And whereas Congressman Frank Lobiando will retire in January 2019 from the United States House of Representatives following a distinguished career of 35 years in public service. Now therefore be it resolved on this 11th day of December 2018 by the Atlantic County Board of Chosen Freeholders that this board does hereby recognize and congratulate Congressman Frank Lobiando on his retirement, and does hereby commend and thank him for his exemplary public service to the citizens of Atlantic County, New Jersey.
Thank you. I think we all can acknowledge Congressman Lobiando's service to our area, and that was a well thought out resolution. Freeholder Risley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I certainly appreciate my colleague bringing this resolution forward. A couple of unique things about Frank Lobiando's service is that you never would see him, or very, very rarely, if at all, during those years, chasing cameras in D.C. and getting on the nightly news and all that kind of stuff and making comments. He focused on his district, and that's what's important. He didn't get involved with a lot of the other noise that's out there in the political world. He focused on what he could effectively change. Just like we here in Atlantic County, we as freeholders, we need to focus right here in good old Atlantic County, what we can do to make it a better county. So he certainly set a great example. He was always looked out for the average person and all persons. He was logical, rational, reasonable, and was one heck of a good congressman for this area. So he did a lot of good and was able to do a lot of good things for this area. So I certainly appreciate you bringing that resolution forward. We lost a good one there.
Thank you, Freeholder. Any other comments? We'll call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Formica.
Yes. Okay, Freeholders, end of our printed agenda. Reports of special committees to the board. Anyone on the board want to report anything from special committees? Freeholder Kern.
The mental, just, a note, the Mental Health Advisory Board has reminded all of us that if we know anybody that suffers from depression or any mental illness, especially during this holiday season, to reach out and make sure, that they're okay. It's a tough time, especially people who are suffering from illnesses.
Thank you. Yes. Freeholder Fitzpatrick.
I attended the recent meeting of the Senior Citizens Advisory Board, and they did a countywide needs assessment of people 55 and older, which makes up a third, 32% of our county's population are 55 and over. I was surprised to hear that. But they're going to be bringing their plan before us to gain approval for funding for the things that people said that they need. And it's a well-rounded plan, taking into account the younger end of that Demographic, physical activity was the #1 thing that people were looking for to be able to be provided for them, followed by access to healthcare. So they'll be coming to us.
Thank you. Looking forward to it. Any other reports of committees today? Seeing none, we'll go to unfinished business. Unfinished business?
I think, it goes under that. But, you know, recently we've read in the paper and Congressman Lobiando and others really been a bipartisan effort to oppose the seismic testing off of, you know, our shores here. And they've been very strong about it. They're still writing letters, and the reason why I do unfinished, because we also did a resolution in January opposing that, and I commend them for staying on top of that and taking care of our.
Yes, thank you. Ms. Barr. Great. Anything else under unfinished business? Seeing none, new business. Anyone wish to bring any new business to this meeting today? Seeing none. We've all received correspondence, written or electronic. Anybody wish to discuss correspondence today? Seeing none, I'll open it up to the public. Anyone in the public wish to speak on any matters today?
The body opened up, you know, and Googled the center in Galloway. It's 4 East Jimmy Leeds Road. So
4 East, camera here, 4 East Jimmy Leeds Road. That is one of our dental clinics open to all qualified Atlantic County residents, 4 East Jimmy Leeds Road. And the other is the Cronin Dental Center next to Meadowview on Dolphin Avenue. Thank you, Bonnie.
You're welcome.
Still at work.
All right, public, anyone wish to make a comment today? Seeing none, close the public portion. Anything for the good of the order?
Chairman?
Freeholder Corsi?
A couple of things. I want to wish everybody a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and all that good stuff since it's our last meeting. This week we had the opportunity, a couple of freeholders attended the ribbon cutting of the Veterans Wing at Meadowview. It was very well attended, and it was awful hot up in there, so really like a lot of heat in there. And it was well
They're
attended.
fixing it. They got new chillers coming. They're fixing it.
Yeah, and the amount of turnout and the people were talking about it, how excited it was. So we commend the administration and certainly the staff at Meadowview for doing an outstanding job with the department, with the feds with that. Second thing is that I just want to mention today in Atlantic City, had an opportunity to meet with the Lieutenant Governor and other stakeholders around the state, Deputy Commissioners of Health and Health Department. And the main focus of that meeting today was to talk about the needle exchange program. And as far as Gilmore from your department was there, and all of us know that there's a big crisis and a problem in Atlantic City with the needle exchange, the prostitution, the sex, the whole 9 yards. And the big focus was to try to find a location and to get them out of the tourism district. And you know, it's the old saying, I don't want it in my neighborhood. Everything gets dropped on Atlantic City from all over the county, not just in Atlantic County. Folks send people to Atlantic City for various reasons, and we wind up always getting the bad headlines. So Lieutenant Governor Oliver, at the conclusion of the meeting, basically said they're going to break out into a committee, and that committee will now determine to find a location. And one, you're going to get the HIV AIDS Alliance off of, I believe it's Tennessee Avenue, into a facility, get all of that necessary traffic off of Pacific Avenue. I have the tendency of patrolling sometime early in the morning just to see what's happening around Atlantic City, whether it's Atlantic Avenue, Pacific Avenue, and in the neighborhood, just to see who's walking the streets late nights, early mornings. And you'd be surprised of the number of pimps, prostitutes, drug dealers that's up and down. And as the lieutenant said, the governor said today, if you're coming to Atlantic City, and Atlantic City is the economic that drives the state of New Jersey, and people spending their money, they don't want to see that stuff. Bringing their kids and you shoot guns and dope and sex all up and down the streets. So I thought it was a good meeting to take from that. But what was alarming to me was to find out there was over 600 people infected in Atlantic City with HIV. They're not all from Atlantic City. And I think what happens is when you say Atlantic City, all the people in Atlantic City, they're not from Atlantic City. They come from Ventnor, Margate, Summers Point, Longport, etc. And they wind up in Atlantic City. We would agree that there's a real problem and it needs to be addressed. I remember in 2004, under the Langford administration, then Director Cash wanted to bring the needle exchange program to Atlantic City, and we all thought that was a good idea. Here we are in 2018, you've got to move with the times, and you've got to move to the next level. We should no longer, as the Lieutenant Governor said, just be giving out needles, but we need to make sure there's a treatment process in place. So that was a good meeting in Atlantic City today, and we would hope that it moves forward, and it seemed like everybody around the table was committed to trying to find a neutral location, because again, nobody wants it in their neighborhood, but we have it in Atlantic City, and it's a service that you have to perform. And it all came about, Chairman, was one of the council persons wanted to abolish the need exchange program, which would have been a great idea from the door. But it began the dialogue. It started the conversation, and you got people's attention in the state of New Jersey. In the county, as I said, was right at the table, and the sleeves rolled up, ready to move forward and come up with recommendations back to the Lieutenant Governor and those around the table. So I think moving forward, that's something that probably be on the front burner and short-lived in terms of trying to move to a location. The third thing is that, as I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, have heard, Bob Burns passing away this morning, last night. What a loss to this community. Former mayor of Acorn Township, and certainly a friend to a lot of people. And we certainly send our thoughts and prayers to Bob Burns' family, and that, you just never know. Every minute, you just got to count your blessings. That's my...
You're here. You're here.
We'll have a moment of silence for Bob Burns. Thank you. Anything else for the good of the order? I'll take a motion, please. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Good day.